Suspect had recently worked as an Uber driver. Company says 5 Argentine citizens and a Belgian citizen among victims seen after a 29-year-old man drove a truck into a Manhattan crowd on Tuesday, killing 8 and wounding almost a dozen in the deadliest terror attack to hit the city since 9/11. New Yorkers made it clear that they refused to be intimidated. Families celebrated a traditional Halloween parade hours after the attack, surrounded by police officers armed with long guns, while dozens of local and federal law enforcement officers were still investigating the attack. This was an act of terror, and a particularly cowardly act of terror, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio said, aimed at innocent civilians, aimed at people going about their s who had no idea what was about to hit them. The suspect has been identified as Sayfullo Habib Alevik Saipov, according to 2 law enforcement sources. He allegedly drove a rented pickup truck onto a busy bike path near the World Trade Center, crashed the truck into a school bus, then stepped outside brandishing imitation firearms. A police officer shot him in the abdomen, and he underwent surgery at a local hospital. Here are the latest developments in the attack. Saipov had been an Uber driver in New Jersey for over 6 months, the company told CNN. The company is cooperating with authorities in the investigation. The president of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, said in an open letter published Wednesday that his country will use all means necessary to help the investigation into the New York terrorist attack. The suspect came to the U.S. from the Central Asian nation in 2010. The New York police officer who shot and apprehended the suspect in Tuesday's attack has been identified as Ryan Nash, a law enforcement source told CNN. The 28-year-old officer joined the department in 2012. Argentina's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said on Twitter that 5 Argentine citizens were killed. Authorities found a note claiming the attack was made in the name of ISIS near the truck used in the attack, a senior law enforcement official said. The suspect after he was shot, Saipov, underwent surgery on Tuesday. Officers were able to talk to him before the surgery, but it was unclear if he told them anything, a law enforcement source told CNN. Saipov came to the United States in 2010 from the Central Asian nation of Uzbekistan, a law enforcement source said. Most recently, he'd been in New Jersey, according to a law enforcement source. Neighbors said that he recently did at least part-time in Paterson, New Jersey, not far from New York. Just over 6 months ago, Saipov began driving for Uber in New Jersey, the company told CNN. He passed a background check and did not have any rider complaints about his safety as a driver, according to Uber. He once listed his occupation as a truck driver, his marriage license shows. The suspect had multiple interactions with law enforcement in several states, online records show. Saipov had traffic citations issued in Missouri and Pennsylvania. He was arrested by the Missouri State Highway Patrol in October 2016 after a warrant was issued when he failed to show in court for a misdemeanor offense. He paid a $200 bond, which he forfeited when he didn't show up in court for his next hearing in November. A guilty plea was entered on his behalf. The victims in a matter of minutes. A popular bike path in New York's Lower Manhattan turned into a horrific scene. Crumpled bicycles littered the street as medics tended to the wounded. 6 people were declared dead at the scene. 2 were pronounced dead at the hospital and about a dozen were injured. Several were tourists visiting from abroad. 5 friends from Argentina who were celebrating their high school reunion were killed, Argentina's Foreign Affairs Ministry said. The Argentine government expresses its sincere condolences for the death of Argentine citizens Hernan Diego Mendoza, Diego Enrique Angelini, Alejandro Damian Panuco, Ariel Erlay and Hernan Ferrucci, which occurred as a result of the dramatic terrorist attack in New York this afternoon, the ministry said in a statement. They had traveled to New York from Rosario, a town nearly 200 miles northwest of the country's capital of Buenos Aires. They were celebrating the 30th anniversary of their graduation from the Polytechnic School, a technical high school in Rosario. A 6th Argentine national who was also part of the group was injured during the attack. He was out of danger, the ministry said, but as of Tuesday night, he was still recovering at New York Presbyterian's Lower Manhattan Hospital. Deeply moved by the tragic deaths this afternoon in NY. We put ourselves at the disposition of the families of the Argentinian victims, Argentina's President Mauricio Macri tweeted. Didier Reynders, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister for Belgium, said a Belgian national was also among those killed on Tuesday's attack. Vehicles as weapons. Tuesday's attack turned an ordinary vehicle into a lethal weapon, a tactic used in other recent attacks in the West. In 2014, an ISIS spokesman called for lone wolf attacks using improvised weaponry. If you are not able to find an IED or a bullet, then single out the disbelieving American, Frenchman or any of their allies. Smash his head with a rock, or slaughter him with a knife, or run him over with your car, or throw him down from a high place, or choke him, or poison him. Since 2014, there have been 15 vehicular attacks in the West by jihadist terrorists, killing 142 people, according to a count by New America, a nonpartisan research institution. Those figures include Tuesday's attack in Manhattan. For the past few years, police in New York have reached out to businesses that rent vehicles to warn them about possible terror threats and to let them know about ways to come forward. We did extensive outreach to the truck rental business. We visited over 148 truck rental locations in this area, New York Police's Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism John Miller said at a Tuesday news conference. The industry has had a high level of awareness on this matter from the NYPD. Miller said that if a company is suspicious of a would-be renter, they usually delay or simply deny a rental to let police investigate it. The suspect drove a Home Depot rental truck he drove from New Jersey, Miller said. A spokesman for Home Depot confirmed one of the company's rental trucks was a part of an incident in Lower Manhattan and said the company is cooperating with authorities in the investigation. Correction: this story has been updated to reflect the note claiming that the attack was made in the name of ISIS was found near the truck. CNN's Shimon Prokupek, Bryn Gingras, Topher Galkrieger, Kurt Devine and Patricia DiCarlo contributed to this report.